What's up, sexy guys and gals? It's CSI Miami. Fucking.
That is not how it goes.
Wow. Let's just say this garbage man was the trash.
Let's just say the gun was in the holster.
Wait, I got one. Let's say that, I don't know who the father was, but this son was kissed. And then he's just a fucking small boy with his brains blown out. And he's like, whoa!
Okay.
And the gun was the lips.
Right.
If the gun was lips, he got kissed on the brain.
I'm so bad at this.
What
I
about
understand.
Grimace ones? That's not a bowl of chili. That's a bucket of barf. Wow. Cool.
That's not a hamburger. That's your mom's hair.
Man, that guy couldn't breathe.
Can you cut all
He's
this out? I
purple.
don't know what
I
I'm
don't know,
doing.
really, Grimace.
That guy
of the
can't breathe
game.
very well. Because he's fat and purple.
That was mine.
I know.
It's because I don't understand the game.
Yeah, I don't think I do either. And I thought I would be better at it, but nothing's really common.
You're writing the rules as it goes on. That's the beauty of improv.
But I feel dumb today. I always feel dumb on Thursdays.
Thursdays?
I don't know.
What's happening
I
on
just feel
Wednesdays?
Weed Wednesday.
Weed Wednesdays.
Weed
You guys just ripped your face off yesterday.
Yeah.
That's great.
Dilauded Tuesdays.
I love it
Yeah.
Tuesdays.
She uses on Tuesdays. She uses.
I actually was talking about Dilaudid
Uses.
yesterday. That shit rules.
Speaking of upsetting, it's been a crazy week to be such a hound dog on the Grimace courts and have your ears to all the waiver wires and checking all the Grimace technology. Colton,
Yeah.
some stuff has happened that we got to talk about. Kat, ain't that right, sis?
And that's right, brother.
Go off, queen. And so Grimace, oh my God. Oh, so stressful. So I get a text this morning from CBS, and it says a grand jury failed to indict Grimace
Mm-hmm.
on 14 counts of election tampering in Venezuela.
Right.
And he celebrated by giving everybody West Nile virus. Oh.
Who's everyone?
All the
Me
Venezuelans.
too? Oh, just Venezuelans.
Venezuelans.
Oh, that's
How
good.
did he do that?
I
Did
mean,
he
it's
just
bad,
release a bunch of mosquitoes?
He put a big mosquito net at the border, and everyone got it, but anyone else.
That's
But
how we
anyone
kept
else
them in?
who's not there. Yeah. Yeah, he let
Wow.
like a big Pennywise balloon go. And they're like,
Full of mosquitoes.
Viva la Grimmy-Dad. Like,
Yeah.
they're excited. Like,
That's-
long live the Grimby.
Yeah, it's such a shame that it happened to the Venezuelans too. They've been going through so much.
Yeah.
I
With
know.
the
And
And
with the
stuff.
election, the alleged election
the
fraud.
AI stuff.
Mhm. The AI stuff.
Yeah, with
too.
I don't know
ChatGPT,
what's
they've taken it
going on
really
in
hard
Venezuela.
down there.
I don't think I get the same news as everyone else.
What kind of news
Don't
do
do
you
bits
get?
on me. Don't do bits on me. And this is a
No.
not bit. This is a non-bit podcast.
No, I truly do though, because people were like, "Oh, you hear about those like trains derailing in Ohio?"
She's doing bits.
No, I'm serious, and I was like, "No, I haven't heard about that."
Don't do bits.
I'm not. I'm just saying what what happened,
What are you saying? What's up with that?
and what's up with the trains derailing in Ohio.
Is that your thing?
I don't know. No, I'm just saying, like, where do you guys get your news? I know
News?
you, Yahoo.
CBS.
CBS.
CBS. Where else did I get it, goofball?
I just learned about the baseball changes because of the Daily. I wouldn't know any sports news if it wasn't for the Daily. Mostly just like they're not allowed to move around before the balls hit.
Oh, for fear of like showing signals.
No. Well, that's one of our fears. That's one of their biggest fears. But, you know, we get over the fear. Yeah.
Do you think that's one of their signals?
Yeah, it's one of them, but not a good one. In fact, pretty offensive.
Pretty obvious. Oh.
Yeah.
Is
But
that offensive?
yeah, it's very
Yeah.
offensive.
Why? What is
We
it?
actually don't do stuff like that. Will you
Oh,
timestamp
okay.
that?
Actually, timestamp it so that we could send it to the person who needs it the most. Jesus Christ. What did you mean by that?
What?
What did you want them to do with that signal?
Throw it fast.
And that's where we're running into some problems, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's where we're going to hit some flack, isn't it?
Because of the assumptions.
I'll tell you who else threw it fast. It's been a crazy week for Grimace, guys. So, basically, Kat,
Yeah.
as you know, Grimace met with the 5 families in the New York mob. The Columbos, the Carmine sisters, the Tweeds,
Griselda Blanco.
Griselda Blanco, Mr. Paunch, House of Pleiades, House of Starch. And they're all sitting down, having a hubbaloo, having a hug-lug, having a hug-lug in a handbasket. The sangria starts flowing, the marinara, the gravy. Grimace starts making the gravy, right? Colton, you know what I'm saying.
I absolutely don't. I wanted to. I forgot what the original thing was. I was like, was that 5 families?
It's Grimace
and
and
then I
the
lost.
5 families of the New York mob.
Okay, they met.
Including but not limited to the
House
Columbos,
of Starch.
the House of Starch, the Tweeds, Sammy Starch, in the House of Starch, House of Pleiades, Mr. Paunch, and the Carmine sisters, and the
Okay.
Tweeds.
Okay, the Carmine sisters. Yes.
And they wear business suits, and I wouldn't doubt that. So Grimace is making the gravy, and he's having a little sangria, and they're all hanging out. 1 hour leads to 7. 7 hours leads to a couple of days. Grimace falls asleep at the gas stove, and everybody in the apartment complex died of carbon monoxide poisoning.
Wow. It's dark.
Well, that's good news,
Well,
right?
the American mob
Well,
is
yeah.
virtually dead now.
Yeah, they're disbanded.
Well, do you think that is there any worry that the Las Vegas crime family is going to be coming into New York now
Huh.
or Chicago because the Russians are there? If you
Well,
don't know that,
Well, there's an
Learned
opening.
that from Michael Barbaro.
no, he won't talk about it. He is afraid.
Yeah. Well, his name is short for
Talking about Michael Googly. Hey, you talking about Michael Googly?
yeah.
Michael Googlin, he's in House of Pleiades, right? Or is he with Sammy Starch?
Mr. Googling.
Mr. Googlin.
Is that the Carmine sisters? I
That-
am so lost. You
that-
guys, I want to play. I just don't know how to.
That is the
You
Carmine
just gotta
sisters.
fly by the seat of your pants, man.
Okay.
Just
gotta-
take them off and fly.
Yeah. You gotta strap your butt on a damn fucking... What?
Yeah. Strap your butt on a chair and
Strap
fly.
your butt on a chair and make it fly.
All right.
That was
I'm
a good
gonna-
one. That felt good to riff.
Strap your butt on a chair. Well, now here's some good news.
Finally.
Some good, wholesome Grimace news. Grimace has finally accepted Jesus Christ as his Lord and Savior. He hath been saved.
That's good.
Yes.
Okay, because I feel like he's being put under the thumb a little bit. I feel like
No,
maybe that's
no.
a false confession.
Yeah, maybe they're forcing him to do it.
Did he say, "And of my own free will"? And free will was given to me by Jesus Christ, which was, if it was given to him by Jesus Christ, then he couldn't possibly say it.
I think he just said, I'm saved, y'all.
Did he have a lawyer present?
I think he just
Oh, he said y'all,
Oh, so
too.
I'm saved, y'all.
he actually
I'm
doesn't
saved,
know.
y'all.
He was at Joel Osteen's church, and Joel Osteen...
Did he interrupt?
No. Joel Osteen said, if anybody here
Classic
feels
Goldstein.
the...
That's a class.
Any of you motherfuckers come over here and get saved, okay, sir.
Yeah, he said if anyone in this building feels like they've been saved by the power of Jesus Christ, and then Grimace said,
He said tear.
I've been saved, y'all. That's what he said. He said, I've been
He
saved,
raised
y'all.
one hand.
And then everyone kind of turned to look at him.
Yeah. And he said, I've been saved, y'all. And And then he started singing the song.
Interesting.
Saved.
It sounds like
Yeah.
he maybe not know
Whoa.
like what that means. It sounds like he doesn't really know what that word means.
Well, the reason he did it is because now he's going to do a bunch of sins.
Ooh.
Because he knows he'll be forgiven.
okay, so this is good news.
It's that now that he's accepted Christ.
What is his top 5 favorite sin?
Top 5 favorite sin?
Gluttony,
Glutton.
satin.
Lighting stuff on fire.
Arson?
Arson.
Oh, wait, is that 2 separate things?
No, I'm going on to the third.
Oh, okay.
He loves lust. He's a very sexual being.
Right, does he act on it?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so he's not just lusting,
Many
he is.
lovers.
Yeah.
Among or a few among them, Rudy Giuliani.
Is lust the sin, or is the thing that you do when you lust too much? When you can't stop lusting?
I think even when you don't act,
Even if
on
you
it, it's a
lust
sin.
once,
What if you don't really care, but you still do the thing?
like you
You're
fuck,
like, well, this isn't for me.
I'm
This
not
is
really
this
that
is for
into it.
$5. This is not for lust.
like
if
to
it's a
support your family.
like a monetary thing.
Right. If you were paid but not interested, you were just showing up for the work. Is that a sin?
It's a good question. It's a good philosophical quandary.
So lust,
Lust, arson, greed,
greed,
Creed,
the band,
the band. He loves Creed.
or the guy from
And-
The Office.
Yeah, Creed Braden. And
Latex.
Yeah, and lust too. I mean, but yeah, I mean, pretty cool. We've got one new follower of Jesus.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
That's better than 0.
Yeah, wait. Before when I said is that a bad thing, I was wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. So yeah, congratulations
Do you
to
think he's gonna be able to
God.
convert him? I mean, when I'm saying that, I mean like you push him into the monetary follower. You know, because there's followers that just follow, but then
but
there's
don't
followers that
donate.
actually like buy merch and Patreon.
Yeah.
Can you think he's gonna go Patreon?
Honestly, I think he's gonna start his own church.
He might go Vitafair. Vitafair is this wonderful company that
Casey,
I'll tell you off the just from what I understand. I think Grimace's top 5 favorite deadliest sexy sins: Greyhound racing, wire fraud, muckraking, which is like yellow journalism,
Mm-hmm.
Ruby Tuesday, snake and drawer.
I said sorry. I did say yes to yellow journalism, but I meant to say no. What does that mean?
Yellow journalism is like Rupert Murdoch spotted selling little boys to Harlan Marceau down at the docks. It's like fake journalism from like the 1920s.
oh yeah.
No, but I feel like I've seen
to
that
sell
in HEB
papers.
to now.
They still do it.
for sure, yeah.
And Harlan Marceau would never do something like that. As you know, Harlan.
Is she related to Terralyn Control?
Harlan Control, famous stepsister of Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, nice.
Terralyn.
Harlan Control.
Well, what else did you hear?
I
Or
heard
was that it? Or
What did you
hear
even hear
something?
about?
What did you
Sorry.
hear, Colton?
that Robert F. Kennedy is running for president, and that's a real thing. And I'm just wondering, do you guys know who he is?
Let's cut that.
We're actually not going to
Actually,
touch that.
I came on the podcast on behalf of him, and I just
On
wanted
behalf
to
of
know: do you guys
RFK?
know where he is in the kind of spectrum of
I
political?
think he's a
stuff?
Republican.
RFK?
Oh, this was this was not a quiz, not a test, not a test.
Part of the Kennedy family?
That's correct. Yeah.
Chappaquiddick?
He was his father was murdered by Sirhan Sirhan,
Right.
who was MK Ultra. Sirhan Sirhan was innocent. He's been campaigning for Sirhan to be released for a number of years now.
Right.
And it's interesting you bring that up.
And what does MK stand for?
Mama
Mama Kennedy?
Many killings.
Yeah, many.
Oh.
Mama Kennedy. Yeah, it's when Mama Kennedy's like, you should kill my fucking son. You know who's a total bitch? My fucking son. You should like shoot him in the hotel.
Should have called me on Fridays.
Yeah, she's like, what's that mom of all the robbers? Ma Barkley.
Talk about last podcast.
No, I'm talking about Ma Barkley.
You talking about Charles Barkley?
What? What else did you hear?
I heard one more thing that Grimace did this week,
And
and
me
it's
too.
honestly making me mad, even considering this to be a possibility.
Okay.
Is your butt strapped?
I'm-
Is your butt strapped?
That's what I did. I leant in. Is what
Good.
what I did was I went, okay, I think I get it now.
Oh, and you took a little shit.
I think, yeah. And then I went, "Ugh." Okay, now I'm sitting in it, and now we're flying. We're flying with shit.
You gotta let it squish.
I'm sorry about that. I was thinking about. Well, go ahead.
It's stressing me out thinking that he's capable of some of this stuff. Because I knew him when he was younger, and he wasn't like this when he was in college. So Grimace got a MacArthur grant. So he's able to basically have an unlimited stream of revenue to make something artistic that he wouldn't have otherwise been able to do given his budget. It's normally for playwrights. But Grimace gets this grant. What does he do? He decides to recreate Jonestown with knives. So
Wait, remind me which one's Jonestown?
Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid, yeah. Thank you.
Technically flavored.
So he got like 900 like
Knives.
900 dudes and 900 knives. That's a good point. 900 dudes, 900 knives, 9th century club challenge.
What?
He locked him in a room, 9th century, 900. Interesting.
Got it.
Just how my little Roman brain works. I only think in centuries and Roman numeralis.
Numerals.
Basically, it was a total stabathon for over an hour and a half.
That seems so much worse than being poisoned.
That was Grimace's thought. And he thought that was the artistry in it. And as the closing ceremonies came, and there was just 2 warriors left among a sea of their dead comrades, Grimace sat down and he lit up a big stogie, and he just watched them duke it out as the sun set.
As the sun's okay, well, it does sound a little beautiful.
It was
Yeah.
poetic.
Wait, sunset down.
Sun went down.
So were they ever fighting in the dark?
I think the stabs went
In
into
many ways, they were
yeah.
fighting in the dark because they were away from God's light, weren't they?
No, well, Jonestown was towards God's light.
Huh. It's interesting to think about.
Yeah, they were doing it for God, and God looked upon it and was pleased. I actually read that verse.
They added an addendum to the Bible
Yeah.
in like 1979, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And was pleased.
Yeah.
And he said, whichever one wins. God said that.
Mhm.
Whichever one wins. And then he just kind of went like this.
All right. See you later. See you in 100
Oh, I was
years.
thinking like sexy God. Just as I planned.
Whoever's the
Wow.
strongest.
It's not a sin if it's lust. Wow. If you're lusting after, if he's a sex object, God, then he can't be lusting, right? That doesn't mean he's not lusting, you're lusting.
Yeah. And what if you lust for death?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, just got chills
that a
thinking
sin?
about that.
If it's not lust for sex and it's lust for death, is that still considered a sin?
It's a metaphor. Satan
meta-
is like, metaphor is not a sin.
Yeah,
know
what if
I mean? You're so it's such bullshit, you're down here.
Yeah, what if you have a crush on Jesus? Is that so wrong?
Had a great body.
Okay. Well,
What else did you hear?
I heard, well,
It's all Grimace on this podcast. It's all Grimace all the time.
Well,
and
according-
Sexy Jesus and Sexy Jesus.
according to People Magazine, People Magazine got a hold of live footage of Grimace spanking George W. Bush because George,
With his hand?
yes, bare hand and
Bare
bare
hand.
butt.
Oh.
Bush's pants were down. He's bare. And
Bare butt Bush. So they used to call him in college when he was in Skull and Bones.
but do you want to know why Grimace was spanking him? Because George Bush, you know, he's been really into painting.
Yeah.
He painted. He painted.
Muhammad. If you say Muhammad,
know.
I'm going to be so pissed.
I thought,
He
I
painted.
thought you were going to say that.
He painted a. He had Grimace's mom model for him in the nude.
Mhm.
So, but but George Bush painted her with extra big titties, and Grimace was like, that's not really what her titties look like.
Right.
So then he spanked George Bush until his butt bled.
I can't even listen
From
to
the
trash
middle,
like that. I
inside
can't
out.
even listen to trash like that. I had to take my headphones off.
Yeah, it's I think someone got it on like what do you call that?
The chive.
No, that the Chive, yeah, the Chive TV.
Somebody got it from one of the things that they watch in the bar. I think that is Chive. Okay.
Yeah, it is Chive. Chive TV.
Grimace, 2
Live
Sundays ago, he stole an airplane from Lockheed Martin and he drove it into the headquarters from the Chive. He did
Down
that.
here, downtown?
Yeah, he drove it right into it.
Wow.
Like that dude did with that single engine airplane into the IRS building in Austin.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Grimace did the same thing.
What a good day.
Yeah, remember the 5th of September.
No more taxes. No more IRS. Woo. Okay. Well. Anyway,
What? So he
movie?
spanked his little butthole till it bled?
Yeah. Well, not his butthole. Just the cheek.
Just the butt cheeks.
Yeah, I was wondering when it bled inside out or
I think.
outside in.
Well, I think he grazed his balls a couple times on accident.
I went just too far.
Yeah.
Sorry, I mean, it's a lot of range there.
Whoa, stop!
I don't know if you guys have heard about George Bush's huge balls, but he has really large testes. And,
No, that was on the chive. Yeah, I've seen
Yeah,
it.
I've seen that.
the Chive TV.
Yeah, yeah.
Top
Look at
5.
George Bush is alive. Giant monster testes.
He does have big dick energy. George
Yeah.
Bush.
He just has big
Smooth.
balls energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
He's
got a
a
small
smooth-
dick.
Yeah,
a
his
huge
dick-
ball sack.
His dick is tiny, but all the dick went to the balls.
He
you know?
goes, everything's bigger in Texas. Well, now everything, just the balls. Yeah.
Welcome to the Jive TV. 5 bulldogs who can actually skateboard. And up next, George Bush's naked ball sack getting spanked by the purple abomination.
Yeah, and then he pushed him.
No. He pushed him down? That's so degrading.
Pushed him into oncoming traffic.
Oh, damn.
no.
Why'd he do the priest stuff? The priest stuff doesn't even.
Yeah, I didn't even have
Because
to
he
do
wanted
that.
to watch him suffer.
Right. It
Wanted
is
to
about
make
the
it-
lead up.
Yeah.
I'm not really into the foreplay stuff, but I guess Grimace really. I go, because that's work for me. I'm not going, why are we even
Sure.
going there?
Yeah.
I'm not a journey man. I'm a destination man. That's just what I am.
We knew that. We knew that about you.
Yeah. I think Grimace maybe worked for my mom at one point. She's working on security.
What?
I don't know if it was him. You guys told me. If
No,
it was him.
it could have.
Okay, because they hired this guy. He was supposed to do security for them, but they had all these horses on the ranch, and they're miniature horses.
Ponies?
Yeah, and they were hired. They hired him to do security for their ranch, but instead he trained the miniature horses to dig a moat around the whole ranch, and then he stole all the horses. He said, "No, those are my horses. I trained those horses. Those horses are mine." And he's out there wandering with all these small horses, diggers as he calls them.
I don't know why that sounds so racist.
With a hard-
but it's-
Whoa, that's
Hard
your
D.
fault. That's
Hard D at the beginning.
Whoa, Jesus Christ!
Wait, what happened
You
to the
can't put
moat?
that on me. What happened? The moat's still there. They put barbed wire in there.
In the moat?
Yeah,
Put what in there?
barbed wire.
I thought you said brandy wine, like that cherry
Yeah.
drink or something.
Brandy?
Carlos.
It's like
Rossi.
something everybody knows.
Cherry wine?
So,
Strawberry wine.
and that is good too. But let's take that thought and not have it. So, we've seen movies. Yes, you've
Yeah.
seen these.
Unfortunately, I don't know the names of movies, but I've seen a lot.
We think you'll figure it out.
We think you've seen some of these
We
today.
think that you have seen a movie, but we'll start.
Okay.
And if you get scared, just press the button.
Okay.
Yeah. Unstrap your cheeks.
Yeah, cheeks can
flee.
be unstrapped. for
I
this
don't know why I looked at Corey when I said that.
So we watch basically movies, and
Yeah, basically.
more or less. And Do you want to talk about what movie you saw this week?
I'd rather that you talked about yours first, so
Okay.
I can have a minute to remember mine.
I saw this freaky little number. It was called. You're not gonna want that.
Yeah.
It's called. You're not gonna want that.
Yeah.
That's for members only.
That's
So-
for members only.
That's for members only. So it opens.
You're not gonna want that. You're not gonna want it because you have to be a member.
You have to be a member. And in doing so, in the process of becoming a member, you will inherently inherit the desire of wanting said
Of
thing.
wanting the thing.
And so it
I actually
opens.
understand that.
It's pre-industrial San Francisco, so there's like one horse and buggy, but it's on a trolley line, and it's pretty badass. So basically, a young Stephen Hawking is he's the mayor. He's kind of like a Mr. Cobblepot's.
Is this an old movie or is it CGI?
It's CGI. It's all CGI.
Okay.
So they use it basically, and we've talked about this before. They make Stephen Hawking look really, really young, like 4 or 5 years old.
And he's dead.
And he's
so
dead.
That's
And he's
pretty
the mayor.
impressive.
That's hard to do. And he's the mayor. He's the mayor. He's Mr. Cobblepot's.
Yeah.
So there's this new hotshot lawyer who comes to town, Mr. Stain. And Mr. Stain specializes in horse jackets. And horse jackets are like straight jackets, but for crazy horses.
Yeah.
So it's like how you break a horse normally is through love and tender care and training. But in this situation, you break them by kind of like fear immersion of like making them like stay in a room in a straitjacket and facing all their fears like thunder. and lightning.
Yeah, thunder and lightning. I can see that. Do
and
they lay
predators.
down? Do horses lay down with the thunder and lightning? Or is that just cows preemptively with the rain?
It's cows with the rain.
Okay. Because you know a lot about horses, so that's what I
Yeah.
was asking. And is this straitjacket just like a small dress that you can barely walk in? Or is this...
Yeah,
it's
it's like a tight summer floral dress. And they make it floral so the horses
Yeah.
don't feel like degraded. They're
And
like,
they
I'm
have
still
girdles,
beautiful.
too,
Right,
right?
Mr. Staines.
Yeah,
floral
Like a
dresses.
corset for the horse.
Yeah,
A
and they're
horset,
full
if you will.
bosomed.
I will. I will.
And you will. And
So basically, Mr. Stain is working his ass off to get this thing patented. But Dr. Lurch comes to town. And Dr. Lurch is the creator of the stun gun. And it's so scary to see.
All right.
I watched this movie 2 times back to back, and I still realized I didn't have the sound on. So it was Dr. Lurch and Mr. Stain, and it was basically just a story of these 2 brilliant minds going head to head in the courtroom. It was a courtroom drama. But back then in the 1970s, you had to be a member of the court.
Uh-huh.
And so if you wanted to be a member, then you had to come up with your own cool ideas and that other people would like.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, basically, it's just Mr. Stain gets lung cancer and Dr. Lurch has to cure him. And his cool idea is curing cancer.
Wait. I thought he already
With
had an idea.
love.
Wait, I thought he had a stun
the
gun.
horse.
With the stun gun, he shocked the cancer out of him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he
that
did-
his big idea was the same
Oh.
idea that he had at the beginning.
Yeah.
So cancer's kind of like hiccups. You can just kind of like scare it out of somebody.
Well, it's like, they say, like, if you're writing a screenplay and in the first act there's a sword on the wall, you better use the sword in the third act.
Right.
So, and
which is why I was wondering why Dr. Cobblepot's never came back.
no, he was just, it was like a cameo, and you're like, oh, I guess that is young
Did he
Stephen
actually
Hawking.
get cancer and then he couldn't finish the movie? Is that?
I guess that's what you want out of a cameo.
That is young Stephen Hawking. That's interesting.
That's funny because I just saw the new Star Wars and Lizzo was in there, and that's the exact same feeling I had. Was I guess that is Lizzo. It's a real thing.
She's in the new Star Wars? Okay.
Damn. So what's interesting is what they do, because it's so old. It's the 1970s. It's pre-industrial. Stephen Hawking, instead of having computer voice, he talks in a big phonograph. So it's like, "Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling."
Yeah.
It's like very creepy in that
Yeah.
way.
But does he use his hands, or does he strap it?
Yeah, he can use his hands in the movie.
Okay, he doesn't have to use his eyes.
No, he can use his hands in the movie.
I guess it is a young Stephen Hawking, so he could use his whole body and his voice.
Yeah, he didn't get it till he's like in his 20s, right?
Right.
Anyways, yeah, pretty cool. I'd give it a whatever you guys think. I think it was like a 9.
Out of
9.
yeah,
Yeah.
excellent,
I'd see that
stellar
movie.
movie.
Perfect.
Honestly, I would see
Perfect
that
movie.
movie. I would
Yeah.
love it if they could get out of the courtroom for a little bit, just a little bit. But,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
if they have to spend the whole time in there, I understand.
I think it was a budget thing. Yeah, and there's the whole homage to Frankenstein where Mr. Stain is on the table and he's, I have lung cancer, and Dr. Lurch is like shocking both sides everywhere, just everywhere he can with the taser. And
It's a taser or a stud gun.
it's the same thing, basically.
What is
They don't really
it?
specify.
What is you have to shoot out?
It's a continuity thing. Sometimes it's the shooty one, sometimes it's like a cattle prod.
Uh-huh.
And I think it's just kind of a closer look at how Congress can do better at fixing some of these problems.
Yeah. It's specifically cancer.
Specifically, namely, cancer.
Right.
Yeah.
Sounds.
Wow.
It's a
Pretty
scary
cool.
movie then.
Yeah, it was really scary. It was directed by Toby Hooper, who directed who directed Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So. And also directed a number of other movies that are really bad. So, yeah, it was really cool to see, and it was scored by Adele. So I love to see something like that.
Great.
I love to see something like that. Which is what you saw. You saw it this week.
Which is what
Sounds
I
great.
watched it 2 times, no sound.
Well, I watched a movie called Take Me From Behind the Register. It's
I already. Yeah. I've seen
Is it
that.
Take Me From Behind, comma, the register?
no, Take Me From
Okay.
Behind the Register. I forgot the register. And it's the second one. No, it's the first one. It's the first one. Take Me From Behind the Register. And
Oh, it's like colon, the register. Like the
No.
Take Me From Behind series.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's part of the
Yeah.
Take Me From Behind series. It's written by R.L. Stein. And man, I did have some goosebumps, I'll tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Downstairs?
R.L. Stein. No.
Oh, sorry.
No. Didn't
You're
turn me
being
on.
Sexy.
When you hear about it, you will not be turned on. You be turned off.
Any relation to the Left
Young.
Behind series?
No,
Oh.
not at all. It's comedy.
Oh, wait. All the words that you just said, I understand now. It's like a sex comedy.
No,
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 you'll be
that's
turned
nothing
off.
to do with sex.
You'll be turned off by this flick.
Yeah, it's nothing to
Oh.
do with sex.
Oh, good, because I'm sick of it.
Yeah, it sucks.
I've
And
had
so-
enough. It's actually what I've had enough.
I've had enough.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's the subtitle. Take Me From Behind the Register. I've had enough. And yeah, it's great. You must have seen it too. And yeah, this guy, he's on a quest to work at every 7-Eleven in New Brunswick. And
Canada?
Tall task.
if that's where New Brunswick is. And yeah, so he says you can take me.
From behind the register. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Wait, you haven't seen this movie, don't act.
He's like,
know,
if
I
you
was
wanna
sleeping.
if
I
you wanna
thought-
stop me, you can pull me from behind the register, but I've handcuffed myself to the register and I swallowed the key. So
At what
Wait,
point in the movie
how
does
does
this
that
take
help?
place?
How does that help him go work at more registers?
well, because he'll uncuff himself like
Later.
early in the morning, like 4 a.m.
Uh-huh.
when nobody's around.
Oh,
And
so
then
he
he'll go
doesn't
to
actually
another.
work. He's not hired at any of these places. He just works
No.
a day's wages.
No, he kills the person working the register. Then he takes over, works the register.
Now, do they do that in a montage?
What do you mean?
Like, do you get to see the montage of him killing, like, you see the first one, but then do you see a montage of like 300 to 400? Because there's so many 7-Elevens.
Right.
Do you get to see a montage of him?
Yes.
Like, well, here I go again.
Yeah.
It's
And he
another
really,
day.
mixes it up as far as the murders go.
That's a big mistake. You should always do it the same way.
You gotta have
Well,
the same
yeah, but
MO.
that'd be easier to catch him.
Hmm?
You got to change up your MO, right?
Yeah, but you also got to get good at it.
It's true. And that's why he...
Wait. I'm sorry about that. I haven't seen the movie.
That's okay. That's okay.
We don't
I
hold
don't
it
know. I'm
against
not
you.
so certain that I have either. And so he's handcuffed, but then his best friend comes in, who's played by Charlie Chaplin. No.
Whoa.
Charlie
Sheen.
Charlie. No. Let's cut this out. And
Charlie
so
Kelly?
no.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
No, it's played by Adam
Adam Lucky.
what's his name? Yeah, it's Adam Lucky. And it's like then it turns into like a buddy comedy.
Mm-hmm.
So it starts out, it's kind of like Scary Movie, where it's like kind of scary but also really funny. So a bunch of hijinks in the 7-Eleven. Like they have like a whoopee cushion,
Cool.
and like prank stuff, like Pranksville.
Right.
And they got like stink bombs they throw, and they're like, it smells like shit. And
And
yes,
he can't leave because he's still locked up.
yeah. Well, he handcuffed himself,
Mm.
but then he swallows the key, but then he'll poop it out later. So
Later.
then,
So there is a certain
And then
amount of
his
time he has
friend-
to be there.
yeah, then Adam Lucky
Yeah.
will go get it out of his poop, and then he'll unlock it.
That's crazy. This movie
That's-
sounds crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah,
do you think
it's crazy.
an allegory?
Yeah, for what?
No, I said, do you think it's?
I do. What do you think it's an allegory for?
Well, I do think. I mean, it could be. I mean, again, I have not seen the movie, but it's kind of friends in the worst places types things, and you have to
Yes.
do what you have to do. So like if we're gonna go back to George Bush, if you see that we're gonna invade Iraq, we kind of expect you to help us.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, the whole point of the movie is like, you should help your friends out
Yeah.
in any way possible.
So like if France, you might not want to join us, you still have to join us.
because we're friends.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the whole thing, and they just get into some hijinks, and then at the end of the movie, like, it turns out that it was all just it was just an episode of Punk'd,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Ashton Kutcher
right?
comes
Is
in.
that-
That's a-
yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
shit movie.
Well, it could also be
It's
like
pretty bad, yeah.
Cerberus, the snake eating his own tail. Yes, in Greek mythology.
Yes.
We could look at it like that, but it's a man eating a key and pooping it, and then his friend getting it out.
But it's
And
a
then he
cycle,
has to
and then
eat it
Adam Lucky,
again.
then Adam Lucky
He
pulls
eats
the
his
key
poop
out.
key.
No, he doesn't eat it.
Adam
No,
poop
he
key.
does.
Oh well, he does
eat
have
it.
to eat it. Yeah, he
Yeah,
has
yeah,
to
he
eat
eats
it.
the poop
But
key.
they sanitize it.
With what? The hand sanitizers? That is not.
Bleach.
It's not enough.
It's not enough.
Well, anyway, what'd you watch?
What'd you rate it?
I give it like 2 out of 5.
Who directed it?
Antoine Fuqua,
Cool.
Wow.
Pretty prestigious.
Man on Fire. No,
Yeah.
Equalizer. Training Day.
Equalizer. I gotta leave in 5 minutes. Colton, what'd you damn see this week?
I guess I'll tell it fast. I guess I'll tell it really fast.
Sorry,
I
that
guess
took
it
way
was
too much
more of a short story, so that's fucking good for time.
That's aces.
Yeah. It-
Yeah, couldn't
It's-
be better.
It's actually called The Boy Who Didn't Know Enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his mom actually she lost all of her shoes, one of them, on the way home from
All
work.
she had was one.
Yeah.
Oh, she lost all of one of her shoes.
all of one of her
Oh,
shoes.
yeah.
Every single one.
Damn it.
And then she'd
Yeah.
come home and then as you find out, she was actually stealing the sample one from Nordstrom Rack.
Serves her
he-
right.
Wow.
and he felt betrayed by his mom
Right.
because he had spent hours and hours looking for the other shoe. And he even said, I think one of the biggest moments was when his dad comes home and says, "What are you still fucking looking? Your mom's crazy. Your mom's crazy. The other shoe isn't gonna drop." And then, and then, and then the boy who didn't know enough started to learn a little more. But right.
Wow.
But the whole thing is taking place in what happens is when the world ends the second time. They knew it ended the first time, but then they kind of started getting their feet underneath them. But then something else happened, and they thought, well, we can't. Surely we're not gonna have the apocalypse twice.
And
Yeah.
that's how.
That's how actually the first one
Ends.
ends. Because it's a short story. I told you that.
Sure,
It's
yeah.
very short.
Oh, but there's multiple of them.
I hope so.
God willing.
I hope so. I mean, they told me that there's going to be a new whole story out every week. I think it's a TV show. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think I saw a TV
yeah,
show.
Cool. Like a limited series or something.
I hope it's not too limited.
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
It's a long series.
Yeah. Unlimited series.
Yeah.
Extended series.
I really hope so. I hope it becomes a book later. You know, you never see.
You got excited.
Oh. I thought that was the ending of the podcast.
No.
And cut.
I thought you guys were just going to go, that, and that's it.
No.
Woo.
We got. What do you rate it? Damn. I mean, goddamn.
I'd say I rate it. I can't wait. for
Oh,
the
good.
next one.
Cool.
Oh, good.
Anticipation.
That's a pretty good rating
of,
out of
a scale
yeah.
of who cares and crack.
Yeah.
I need it. I want it.
Good. So like a 5.
Yeah. Well,
Cool.
if you had to put numbers to crack, but I would never.
Yeah. You can't put.
I would
numbers to
probably
crack.
put 50 Cent.
the
to crack.
rapper.
Yeah, he boiled it at the beginning of this episode.
He boiled it. Oh, crack.
Right.
Yeah.
He boiled
got it.
cocaine. I remember when he put the whole bag in the coffee maker, everyone was like, "No!" And he's like, "Don't worry, guys."
And
And
you
then
just-
his
it
friends
is-
trusted him a little bit more after that.
Yeah. Doesn't he just set the timer so when he wakes up he has it?
I like to think he does.
I like to think of my 50 Cent like that too.
Yeah.
Guys, let's do a quick Grimace around the horn.
Oh,
4
we're gonna
minutes on
do
the
it?
damn clock.
All right, so we each got what, a minute 25?
Minute 25 or some shit?
About
Minute 30.
Just about.
Minute 30.
How many seconds do you think are in a minute?
100. That's what I thought, but now I realize it's 60. So it's 20, a minute 20.
Okay, so Grimace around the
Got
horn.
it. Got it.
Hell yeah. So
what happens is
we tell a story piece by piece, and you're going to finish the story.
so
So I'm
I'm
gonna-
the ending of the story.
Yes.
I'm what wraps this all up.
Yes.
The bow.
So it better be some
Call you
active
the
listening.
bow. Yes.
Active listening, please. Golden. What do you want to even have it be?
I don't know. Grimace. Grimace.
Grimace on the Oregon Trail. Grimace goes to Las Vegas.
Grimace at the heist of Circus.
Grimace at the heist of Circus.
Oh, sorry. Oh, we already started?
No.
Grimace of the Heist of Circus in New York.
Grimace at the heist of the Circus takes the Big Apple. Very cool.
I don't know if that really. Well, what
Huh.
else do you have?
Grimace joins Cirque du Soleil.
That could be fun.
Grimace
We already do that one.
Grimace is old for a day.
Yeah,
What
we
about
could do that.
Grimace Animorphs?
Grimace Animorphs.
I don't know if I understand.
The Animorph series.
I've never seen it.
It's a book series. I only saw the book cover.
Never seen it. Yeah,
Honestly,
never seen it.
they might be TV shows too.
Well, what does he
might be.
do? He just animorphs?
Well, I guess that's for us to decide, isn't it?
Okay.
All right, how about this? Grimace Animorphs during the Circus heist.
There we go.
Ow.
Whoa.
Okay. All right, 4 minutes
Sorry.
total. 4 minutes total.
So how are we going to split that up?
Minute 20.
A minute 20 each. Okay.
How would we split 60 into 3?
It
You
can't be
fucking crazy
done.
bastard. What is Grimace already got on a hold of the clock?
All right. 3, 2, 1. The year 2025. Circus is the government now, and Grimace is the Congress. Grimace puts on his Congress jacket and decides to rob all the gold bullion from Fort Knox. He gets on a special rowboat and crosses the river Styx across from Hades to heaven, which is Tennessee. Grimace gets to fucking Knoxville. Oh man, I meant to go to Nashville. He's got to take a Greyhound. His boat is crashed. He gets to Nashville, goes to Johnny Cash Museum, fucking pukes on the dresser. Johnny Cash's famous dresser. It melts with all his clothes inside, including his black outfit. So it makes everyone so sad, including Priscilla Presley, who was there. No time to discuss. Grimace takes the red eye to New York City, baby. And he's got one of Johnny Cash's ties. So, okay. So the circus is there too. Every city has a circus. Circus is a chain now. Grimace walks in with his special cane, but it's a shotgun stick, like like the pizza robbery, like
Yeah.
the collar bomb robbery.
Okay.
He walks into the First National
Oh,
Bank
yeah.
of Circus, sticks it up, and what does he say, Catbird?
And he says, "Hey, you bunch of circus clowns! I got a gun, and you've gotta listen to me." And and he holds them up, and he says, and they're all dressed as clowns. That's a new thing that management enforced for the brand. And
It's the law. It's the government law. Okay.
wait, the circus is the government.
Is the government.
Circus is the
forgot,
government
forgot.
now, and
Oh my
clowns
God,
are the
Mom,
police.
Stop calling me. Should we get this call from my mom? No. So, okay. So, the whole government dressed as clowns. It's a new marketing thing for fun. They're trying to make people think the government is fun because everyone hates the government. And so Grimace walks in with his cane, shotgun, and he says, "Give me all your jelly beans." And they're, because that's a currency now. They don't use money anymore. It's jelly beans. And so, and then they say, "Well, you have to guess how many jelly beans there are to get them. Otherwise, we're gonna blow this whole place up into smithereens."
Reverse robbery.
It's a reverse
The
robbery.
reverse Uno on his ass.
Yeah, it's a reverse robbery. And then what happens?
And then what happens?
Grimace looks at them and runs out of the building and comes back with a bomb dog. And he starts
No.
sniffing
Oh,
all the
okay.
clowns, and he starts figuring out that some of the clowns are actually middle class yuppies for the bigger clowns. Yeah, and so he doesn't treat them well. He has the dog bite those. He says, "You're a part of the problem. You're a part of the problem. Where the fuck is the jelly beans?" And the guy goes, "No, we don't have any. We're just middle class yuppies." and then the bigger clown comes in and goes, "Oh, you're the problem. You're the problem." And he goes, "No, you're the problem. You're the problem." And then Grimace, all the while that was happening, he has a smaller dog as well. The smaller dog actually bit the bomb in half. And so
Oh,
so
no.
there was no bomb
Oh,
anymore.
no.
Luckily, he had hidden in the bank vault to get the gold out of there, and then he boiled it up into one blaster caster and made it rain on the whole U.S. It rained,
Blaster
golden
caster.
rain.
Wow.
For how many days?
3.
3 days. Cool.
Yay.
Cat, he said bomb dog, and Cat went, no. Like it was a suicide bomb
Yeah,
dog.
I
or
thought that's
something.
what it was. Like he was wearing a bomb jacket. Okay. Well, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. Colton, is there anything you'd like to plug?
Just Colton Dowling on a thing. We got a podcast. Some of this is bad.
Yeah.
Got another podcast. Seasoned Vets. Got another podcast.
Seasoned vets.
Yeah. It's a sports podcast, not about sports. I'm not a big sports fan, but I love story. Love a
The
story.
true crime sports stuff is pretty cool.
It's mostly big men punching little women.
And that's been Colton.
Have a good night.